Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 272 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, the weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe on your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. There were no big new games out last week, but the games coming out this week include Hidden Through Time 2 Discovery, Mad Devil's Damned Definitive Edition, Pizza Bar Tycoon, Cat's Request, Sam & Max The Devil's Playhouse, Tiny Pixels Volume 1 Nympho Blast, Thief Simulator 2, Cricket Jail's Rail Peculiar Game, Grapple Dog's Cosmic Canines, Hunt Showdown 1896, Just Crow Things, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Overboss, White Day 2 The Flower That Tells Lies Complete Edition, Phantom Speak, Bloodhound, Castaway, Farewell North, EA Sports Madden NFL 25, House of Golf 2, Mute Crimson DX, Turn to Mind, Rewind or Die, and Unleaving. There are some new games that are either coming soon and or you can play now on Xbox Game Pass, and they include the following. You can now play Creatures of Ava on Cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Cloud Console and PC, and then on August 13th you can play Mafia Definitive Edition, Cloud Console and PC. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, Avowed has indeed been delayed. Jay Peters at The Verge writes, The Verge's Tom Warren reported yesterday that a delay was imminent, and now it's official. The Obsidian's next RPG will miss 2024 and launch on February 18th, 2025, according to the Xbox X account. We're still waiting on official 2024 dates for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Starfield's Shattered Space expansion, and Towerborn. Perhaps Microsoft will announce those during Gamescom later this month. So, wanted to get this on the record. We talked about the heavy rumors last week, and of course, this went public right after me recording the show, but it is true, Avowed has been delayed, and I don't think this is a bad move. I mean, coming up from the Xbox Studios, which includes everybody now, they have World of Warcraft: The War Within on August 26th, Age of Mythology Retold September 4th, Aria History Untold September 24th, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred October 18th, Black Ops 6 October 25th, Flight Simulator 2024 November 19th, and we still don't have the dates for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Starfield Shattered Space, and Towerborn. So clearly they got a lot going on. They don't need Avowed right now. If it really does hit the February 18th release date, I think that's great to start off the year, as we're also looking forward to Doom the Dark Ages next year, South of Midnight, and Fable, if none of those get delayed, and that's just what we know. Number 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 zombie trailer shows off creepy giant spiders and full gameplay. Ryan Dinsdale at IGN writes, Activision has revealed the first look at gameplay for the Zombies mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. The 2-minute trailer showcases the return of a round-based Zombies mode and the Terminus map, one of 2 available at launch in Black Ops 6. It also highlighted the classic Zombies blend of spooky survival and absolutely bizarre monsters and weapons. Terminus was built using the philosophy of anywhere you can see, you can go, and players may encounter some spookier beasts when they leave the prison starting area. The trailer showed off some of these, such as creepy giant spiders and a horrific clump of different zombies stuck together. Fans can get their hands on zombies themselves when Black Ops 6 launches on October 25th, 2024. Other multiplayer mode will be available to try a bit earlier though, thanks to an early access period beginning in late August. An invite-only trial takes place on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC from August 30th to September 4th, while an open beta takes place September 6th through the 9th. Getting not that far away from Call of Duty, and this really is shaping up to be a big one, so it seems. And that's so easy to say since Call of Duty really has continued to dominate the sales charts each and every year since back in Call of Duty 3 days. However, from the zombies point of view, and just being an outsider and not really being in that specific part of the community, it does seem like they've been lacking the last couple entries, and this does seem like a return to form. I love classic zombies, so I'm excited to jump into this game with my buddies. Number 3. Doom and Doom 2 are getting new enhanced versions, including a new episode. Chris Scullion at Video Games Chronicle writes, Ahead of a likely announcement at QuakeCon, which starts today, ex-user Wario64 has discovered a Steam listing for the new enhanced editions. Doom and Doom 2 is now available on Steam, PSN, the Xbox Store, and Nintendo eShop. The bundle costs $9.99, and it appears that players who already own Doom or Doom 2 can download the new Enhanced Edition at no extra cost on the platform. Both games will be included in one package and will contain Doom, Doom 2, and a new Deathmatch pack with 25 maps and 6 bonus episodes. TNT Evolution, The Platonia Experiment, Master Levels for Doom 2, No Rest for the Living, Sigil, and Legacy of Rust. The last of these, Legacy of Rust, is an all-new episode which has been created by members of id Software, Night Dive Studios, and Machine Games. According to the Steam listing, the new enhanced editions of the games will run on the Kex engine, used by the recently released remasters of Doom 64 and Quake 2. This results in native 16:9 support and 60 frames per second gameplay at 1080p on all platforms and up to 120 frames per second in 4K on some hardware. Players will be able to choose the original soundtrack or a new arranged soundtrack by Andrew Hulshett, who composed the music for Brutal Doom and co-composed the music for the Ancient Gods expansion of Doom Eternal. The new edition will also support cross-platform multiplayer for up to 16 players in both deathmatch and co-op mode. Maybe this is finally the time where I go back and play the original Doom and actually complete it. I played these games for bits and pieces over the years and never actually fully beat the game, and especially being the first-person shooter that really started it all, I probably owe it to myself to go do so. Number 4. Bungie says it remains committed to Destiny after layoffs, will reveal plans for multi-year journey soon. Michael Crepe at IGN writes, Bungie has stepped in to clarify that its work on Destiny will continue with another multi-year journey following widespread studio layoffs last week, asking fans to remain patient in the meantime. In a news post published on X, Bungie acknowledged that the recent layoffs at the studio has resulted in a degree of uncertainty around its future. Despite this, Bungie says it will do its best to maintain transparency and communication as it remains committed to the Destiny universe. Quote, we'll be talking with all of you about the future of Destiny and plans for our next multi-year journey soon, end quote, Bungie said. Quote, once we plant a flag for the date, we'll let you all know, end quote. It's unclear how or when Bungie will launch into the next phase for Destiny. Its first major storyline, the Light and Darkness saga, began with the launch of the original Destiny in 2014, and concluded with Destiny 2's The Final Shape expansion this past June. Though many felt it was a fitting conclusion to a decade-long narrative, we gave it a 9 out of 10 in our review, one major question remained: where do we go from here? Uncertainty grew when the Sony-owned studio announced it would cut 220 staff in late July. It was a shift that saw 17% of the studio let go, with an additional 155 workers planned to move from Bungie into Sony Interactive Entertainment in the coming months. That leaves the developer with around 850 employees. Quote, I realize all of this is hard news, especially following the success we've seen with The Final Shape, end quote, studio head Pete Parsons said in a statement. Quote, but as we've navigated the broader economic realities over the last year, after exhausting all other mitigation options, this has become a necessary decision to refocus our studio and our business with more realistic goals and viable financials, end quote. A Bloomberg report emerged in the aftermath of mass layoffs at Bungie, stating that the studio would move away from larger expansions and instead focus on smaller, potentially free updates for Destiny 2. The report, which included information from 10 current and former Bungie employees, also explained that the team had no plans for Destiny 3 to take shape, and that had canceled a Destiny spin-off project known as Payback just months ago. Development on its Marathon Revival is said to still be ongoing. It's just such a shame, because I've talked about on the show, The Final Shape was excellent. It really was a return to form for Bungie and Destiny, and it just simply was not enough. A lot of pressure is riding on Marathon to be a huge hit if it does land next year. Very intrigued to see how that all goes. And number 5, Control 2 in playable form as developer Remedy lays out games pipeline. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, developer Remedy Entertainment has just released another financial report this week as it sums up the last 6 months of business and what's next for the team. In that report, Remedy talks about its upcoming games pipeline, delivering some insightful updates on Control 2, Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake, and more. First of all, Control 2, the upcoming sequel announced for Xbox Series X and S back in 2022, is now in playable form, as the team reaches the production readiness stage. This doesn't necessarily mean the whole game is playable back to front. We are sure there's lots to tweak and change yet, but the team has reached an important milestone as it tests several important features in playable form. Elsewhere, work is progressing further on those Max Payne remakes. The project is now in full production as the team works towards developing the game to an early functional state from beginning to end. Remedy's third main title for the moment, Project Condor, is also in full production as the team continues to playtest its upcoming Control spin-off. While Remedy seems to have a handle on what's to come after the fantastic Alan Wake 2, then it still hasn't figured out everything just yet. When it comes to the future of Control and Alan Wake releases, Remedy is still, quote, weighing self-publishing and related business models, end quote, up against, quote, discussing different partner publishing opportunities, end quote. Its last game was published by Epic Games, so we'll have to see what the team goes from here in terms of release model. This is good. I really enjoyed Control. Finally played through Alan Wake 2, and Control 1 over the last year, and I enjoyed my time in this Remedyverse. I had played Quantum Break back in the day on Xbox One, so I'm excited. I'm all in on this universe now. I have not yet played the Alan Wake 2 DLC, but excited to jump into that at some point, probably ahead of Control 2. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and this time, since we talked about the Insane Trilogy coming to Xbox Game Pass, I thought we'd just do a little Wikipedia rundown on Crash Bandicoot. So, Crash Bandicoot is a video game franchise originally developed by Naughty Dog as an exclusive for Sony's PlayStation console. It has seen numerous installments created by various developers and published on multiple platforms. The series consists predominantly of platform games, but also includes spin-offs in the kart racing and party game genres. The series was originally produced by Universal Interactive, which later became known as Vivendi Games in 2008. Vivendi merged with Activision, which currently owns and publishes the franchise. How many people really out there knew that Naughty Dog, famous now for Uncharted and of course my personal favorite, The Last of Us series, started off making Crash Bandicoot? Oh, how things have changed. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share it with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I've continued my journey in Elden Ring. I believe I'm on the last Legacy dungeon, and I can't quite remember the name of it right now, but seemingly, after just looking at a guide to understand kind of where I was at in the game, it seems like I'm ramping up right to the end. My name is Brian Rosa. You can follow me on Xbox at Rosa93. Hope you have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.